there is a lot to be done in India in terms of not only design but in every field. And if we can, just by these conversations itself, if we can inspire the young generation, I think that would be the best legacy we can leave for them.
Absolutely.
I feel the design should start from clean slate. That's how I think. कोरा कागज. But होता क्या है कि कहीं ना कहीं वो ना biases आ जाते हैं, ये चल रहा है, ये trend चल रहा है.
Not just that, I think एक डिज़ाइन एजुकेशन भी एक बहुत लिमिटेड माइंडसेट से होती है काफ़ी बार. एंड एक चीज़ और है, मतलब आई हैव अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम विद द वे डिज़ाइन एंड आर्किटेक्चर इज टॉट इन आवर कंट्री, बिकॉज इट्स टॉट लाइक, you know, there is devoid of exploration, to be, I'm sorry to say, but really devoid of exploration.
I know.
Many a times they will just trim the wings of thought so much in the student. Hello and welcome to today's episodes of Archilogues, my podcast, which is on architectural monologues and dialogues. So our guest for today is Mr. Akshat Bansal, and he is somewhere between art and design and product and luxury, somewhere in that domain. I know him as a product supplier, but he's actually an artist at heart. He runs a very successful brand which supplies hardware for doors and windows, which is called Benzoville. And today I am going to discuss a lot of aspects regarding design, luxury, product, and how as an architect or as an interior designer one navigates their field between all of these, right?
Yeah.
So first up, my question to you would be, how would you define luxury in architecture and design?
Okay, so I think, this question has been coming to me a lot of times, and I have also asked myself, and also during my travels to Europe, because I would say that it can be answered in different perspectives, because every question can have different answers, especially the word luxury. So I would say that it depends on the way we look at it. So in terms of architecture and design, I would say that when we see it from materialistic perspective, it is more about the kind of materials you're using. If we just narrow down our focus towards the materials. So sometimes people say that luxury is what kind of material, is getting used in design in terms of architecture or interior design. So that is one aspect of it. And then when we expand our horizon, luxury can be something which is scarce. When we see, cars like Mercedes or BMWs or something. So something which is not, let's say, available for the masses.
Okay.
So that also is a kind of definition from a different perspective for luxury, I feel. So I would say that again, their luxury is like spending time with family, doing yoga. I was like shocked when I went to Germany and I saw that for again, different perspectives are there. So for some people, doing yoga is luxury. For some people, doing art is luxury. For some people, so I would say that it depends on the person, on the perspective, and on the lifestyle they want. So
in the context of product, you deal in an architectural product. How would you put it?
In the context of product, I deal in door handles and I deal in furniture handles, and I have been working with this, let's say, trade since last almost 22 years because it was a family business. So if in that perspective I put it, when I started my journey in Chawri Bazaar, I saw that, very low quality products were getting sold at that time because there was less awareness in the market and there was less consumerism per se. But then as the market evolved, we also started traveling, our lens, our perspective also evolved. So I think luxury is the base, let's say, would be the quality. Because when we say high quality, again, it's a blur thing because high quality is very subjective.
Yeah.
It's very subjective.
Correct.
Where are you starting your base from? So again, so luxury for me in terms of product design has to be a certain level of quality, certain level of life, and how much ease it is adding to the ergonomic part of, because I deal in handles, so it's a lot of about touch.
Correct.
So if it's not sharp, if it's smooth, it's not hitting kids and something like that. And then over and beyond that, design.
Yeah.
Is it appealing? Is it, gelling with the interior decor? It matches with the design language. It should not be like that stark, oh boom, something like. And then as I also evolved studying art, and so I think an art element also started coming in my, you know consciousness, for the part of door handles, or let's say handles, or any product, as a matter of fact. So I think when art element comes in, it adds a different paradigm of luxury to it. And then of course, scarcity. And then of course, we deal in brands from Italy, so brand also highlights a level of luxury, because kahin na kahin, we as Indians like to, you know say that, we are getting this from Italy. That culture is still there, whether we like it or not. So anything which we say that it is high quality, so brand matters a lot. I mean, we have, from India, I see a lot of people travel to Milan just for shopping.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of markets over there. People go and buy Gucci, Armani, and all that, and they are all very high quality brands. But again, luxury is something which is also associated, I would say, with scarcity. So like in product design, we do a lot of limited edition pieces, where they are designed for that project. Sometimes the architects like you give us, crazy ideas that design this and that, and then we try to find the physicality of that, probably in materials like brass, and things like that. And then keeping the whole cost part of the project, because we have to make molds sometime to create a product. Again, depends on the product and the kind of intricacies it has. So that also defines luxury in a way. So all these kind of parameters, and how much thought has, like when you do a product design, if you're designing for, let's say, 10,000 pieces and it's a catalog product, so your investment of time, the kind of effort you have put in, will get divided into those many hours of the product sales. But let's say you have to design one door handle or one product for one house, for one customer, and you have to put so many hours. So you can imagine the kind of price point it goes up to.
Fair.
And that also adds up to the kind of,
It's a piece of art.
it's a piece of art.
It's not just a
Yeah.
functional object or
No,
something.
not at all.
So when was the first time you realized this, that design is a very important component of the product that you're dealing with?
So I feel, मतलब, this is a very good topic to touch on, because I feel कि कहीं ना कहीं पता नहीं, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि डिजाइन पर से एज अ वर्ड इज वेरी अंडररेटेड इन इंडिया. क्योंकि मैं अब आर्ट में भी घुसा हूँ काफी टाइम से. आई स्टडीड आई एम सो क्रेजी दैट आई वेंट टू स्विट्जरलैंड, स्टेड 4 nights in Zurich, बिकॉज मेरा पैशन है आर्ट. आई पेंट अ लॉट.
What is the medium?
एक्रेलिक एंड ऑयल
अच्छा.
ऑन
And
कैनवस.
पहले से करते हैं?
हाँ, बहुत साल फिर छोड़ दिया सब बिजनेस के
मतलब
चक्कर
एज अ
में.
चाइल्ड यू यूज्ड टू पेंट?
हाँ, आई यूज्ड टू विन ऑल ड्राइंग कंपटीशन. ये मतलब क्रेयॉन व्रेयॉन
यार
होते थे
गलती
अब
से
तो.
ट्रेड में आ गए.
हाँ, पता नहीं किस में आ गए. मैं फिर आई डिड अ प्रोजेक्ट इन आईआईटी दिल्ली
अच्छा.
फॉर रोबोटिक्स.
अच्छा.
फिर मेरा फैमिली बिजनेस था ये, कोई और सन नहीं था, तो मम्मी वाज लाइक, मेरे को यूएस जाना था एक्चुअली, बट वो फिर यहाँ अटक गए चावड़ी बाजार. चावड़ी बाजार अटके तो मैं, आई वाज लाइक, कहाँ फंस गए. तो फिर मेरे एक अंकल थे, उन्होंने बोला भाई तू जर्मनी जा, यहाँ तेरा तेरा कुछ नहीं होना. तो फिर मैं यूरोप जाना शुरू किया. तब जाके मुझे सांस आई कि हाँ, कुछ करने जैसा है इस ट्रेड में. आई शुड ट्रांसफॉर्म दिस ट्रेड, बिकॉज चावड़ी बाजार वाज व्हाट, लाइक, आई मीन माय फादर वाज डूइंग गुड बिजनेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ, इफ यू से फाइनेंशियली, बट इट इज ऑल, सामान आया, बिक गया.
हाँ.
मेरे को वहाँ समझ में ही नहीं आता ना मैं करूँ क्या यहाँ पे. आई मेट पत्रिशिया उर्लोकिया, आई मेट मार्सेल वैंडर्स. ये सब बड़े बड़े लोग हैं.
What do they design?
They do product, they do furniture, they do buildings, architecture. So Patricia designs all the high level architecture in Spain. She's from Spain.
She's
Then
an architect, or she's
very big architect, yeah,
Achha.
in Spain.
Okay.
So she does door handles also.
Okay.
And we are partnered with Olivari, a brand in Italy. We are exclusive agents as Benzoville in India. तो
नहीं, पर आप यहाँ मैन्युफैक्चर करते हो?
नहीं. मी आई एम, मतलब मेरी तो पूछो, मेरी वाइफ से पूछना, वो बताएगी.
What does she do? Is she working with it?
She is an interior designer वैसे,
अच्छा, ओ,
but I opened a company of kitchens for her. We
अच्छा,
started to import kitchens from Italy.
अच्छा. Why don't you think that the students, जो डिजाइन स्टूडेंट्स हैं हमारे,
Hmm.
वो इन वाले एस्पेक्ट्स के बारे में कैसे सोच सकते हैं? बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर स्टिल लुकिंग एट अ जॉब एज लाइक.
सी आई फील्ड इसमें ना बहुत सारा काम हम लोगों को करना चाहिए. मतलब हम लोग, मतलब आप लोग आर्किटेक्ट्स, डिजाइनर्स, एंड वी एज इंडस्ट्री, लाइटिंग इंडस्ट्री, हार्डवेयर इंडस्ट्री, फ्लोरिंग इंडस्ट्री. So I feel, I am in touch with a institute called AFT,
ओके.
AAFT, and I know his dean called Mr. Jayesh Wadia, and we have been talking to create
Delhi
a
based?
it's in Noida.
I think I've heard about it.
So I visited them couple of times. I met their students out of curiosity and see what I can do to serve the industry, because I have got a lot of from design industry in terms of
Correct.
whatever I'm doing. तो आई मेट लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स. तो उनसे मैं यही बात कर रहा था, हाउ कैन वी क्रिएट अ सॉर्ट ऑफ कोर्स or some sessions regarding creating awareness about different verticals. So there should be a session about lighting, product, could be of hardware, could be of different details.
Nice.
Because हो क्या रहा है कि कहीं ना कहीं, अब let's say my brand Benzoil, I want to do different designs which I can serve to the
Yeah,
market.
but even you are limited by what is available to you.
I am not able to get a good 3D designer, and that's why I was calling him. Ki how can I get it? What is the process? How, because they know that know-how, and then likewise the students, they don't have that awareness. Plus एक चीज और है कि कहीं ना कहीं इंस्टीट्यूट लेवल पे भी मुझे लगता है ये कि जो हमें एज अ सीड डालना चाहिए इन टर्म्स ऑफ बिलीफ कह लो या कुछ भी कह लो, कि
Missing है.
आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग नहीं है.
नहीं, I totally agree.
Where I feel the design should start from clean slate. That's how I think. कोरा कागज.
Yeah, yeah.
बट होता क्या है कि कहीं ना कहीं वो ना बायसेस आ जाते हैं, ये चल रहा है,
Yeah, yeah.
ये ट्रेंड चल
Not
रहा
just that, I think एक डिजाइन एजुकेशन भी एक बहुत लिमिटेड माइंडसेट से होती है काफी बार. एंड एक चीज और है, मतलब आई हैव अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम विद द वे डिजाइन एंड आर्किटेक्चर इज टॉट इन आवर कंट्री, बिकॉज इट्स टॉट लाइक there is devoid of exploration, to be, I'm sorry to say, but
Yeah,
really
yeah.
devoid of exploration.
I know.
Many a times they will just trim the wings of thought so much
That
in
is
the
the problem.
student
That is the problem.
that so we've launched a foundation this year, Novak Foundation. Our firm completes 50 years this year,
Oh wow,
by the way.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. So we've launched a foundation
Acha.
through which now we are curating some programs where we can sort of incubate a few such students.
Wow.
with whom we can, with जिनको थोड़ा encourage हम कर सकें, थोड़ा exposure दे सकें.
Yeah.
एंड जैसे आजकल ट्रैवल स्कॉलरशिप्स हैं या ट्रैवल एक्सपोजर के काफ़ी सारे ऑप्शंस हैं फॉर स्टूडेंट्स टू अवेल. तो हैं कुछ चीज़ें इस तरह की मार्केट में, बट या दिस इज फैंटास्टिक.
I saw, just to tell you a short story, I was in Den Haag. My cousin lives there. I think 5 years back. Amsterdam के पास है.
ओके.
And my nephew is छोटा सा है, उसको स्कूल में वो वहाँ पे कुछ बना रहा था जब मैं गया. तो एक वो उसके पास कागज का कुछ था, कुछ 8-10 चीजें थी जिससे वो कुछ बना रहा था. तो आई आस्क्ड हिम, हिज नेम इज आयान. मैंने कहा ये क्या बना रहे हो बेटा? तो माय सिस्टर केम इन. इनको ना स्कूल में पढ़ाते नहीं है, इनको ये क्रिएटिविटी प्रोजेक्ट्स देते हैं, इनसे कुछ क्रिएट करो. तो आई थिंक क्रिएशन पर से इज नॉट वेल डिफाइंड इन आवर कंट्री. कहीं ना कहीं जो अभी आपने वर्ड बोला, बड़ा सही बोला, वी ट्रिम द विंग्स ऑफ थॉट्स. तो वो जो चीज है ना, वो आउट, अब क्या पर्सपेक्टिव है. आप पहले ही थॉट काट दोगे तो जो ओरिजिनल थिंकिंग आनी है वो तो आएगी. तो वो कहीं ना मुझे लगता है कि वो बहुत अच्छे से इफ the architectural fraternity or the design fraternity or even the product design fraternity, if they collaborate at the right way and serve do something for the students.
Absolutely.
So the future of the industry will grow, I think, rather than just designing and doing the business part of it. वो तो चल ही रहा है.
Very well said. And you're bringing to the first point that I said, that we need to stop creating these silos, because I think it's time that different fields join hands, merge
100%.
and come up with stuff which is which cannot be called as design or architecture,
100%.
specifically, because there is just so much overlap.
So much overlap, and more so when I was starting my business, I still remember from Chawri Bazaar. तो मैं जब जाता था आर्किटेक्ट से मिलने या कहीं पे, तो वी वर लाइक ये डोर हैंडल वाले हैं, तो हमारी जो मतलब
Like
कहीं
I
ना कहीं
just called you.
प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन तो आप वर्ड आज बोल रहे हैं हम,
Yeah.
बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो हैव एक्सपोजर नाउ फ्रॉम यूरोप, बट
Yeah.
उस समय डोर हैंडल वाले हैं. तो जो जो ईथॉस है, जो ओवरऑल जो स्ट्रक्चर है, वी हैव टू सी दैट आर्किटेक्ट्स, डिजाइनर्स, इंटीरियर डिजाइनर्स और कॉलेजेस विच यू जस्ट मेंशन, प्रोडक्ट सेलर्स और द सो कॉल्ड, हमें जैसे वेंडर का एक लेबल मिला हुआ है, मतलब हम जैसों को कि ये वेंडर है. हाँ सीरियसली. तो मैं मतलब आई डोंट मीन टू डीमीन इट, बट कहीं ना कहीं अगर वो एट पार हम एक दूसरे को देखना शुरू करें, फिर बहुत कुछ क्रिएट हो सकता है. बट वो कहीं ना कहीं वो लेंस,
it is a process of co-creation.
या it
Very
can
nice.
never happen without co-creation.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
can never happen without co-creation. The moment you look upon to someone that he is like a vendor,
Yeah.
तो खत्म हो गया. co-creation कहाँ से होगी?
This is a whole discussion for another day. So wonderful to interact with you. Thank you
Same
so
here.
much for joining
Same
in
here.
for today's
Yeah.
episode, and I hope that students as well as
I hope so.
fellow professionals and product manufacturers can draw some inspiration, because I think your journey has been nothing short of fantastic.
नहीं,
It
नहीं,
is
thank you so
explorative,
much.
and I really see you scaling more and more heights as you go along.
नहीं, नहीं, thank you so much for having me here. It has been a great discussion with you, and I love doing these kind of dialogues, because कहीं ना कहीं I feel there is a lot to be done in India in
Yeah.
terms of not only design but in every field. And if we can, just by these conversations itself, if we can inspire the young generation, I think that would be the best legacy we can leave for them.
Absolutely.
That's the
So
best
thank you
thing.
so much for listening in, and we'll see you in the next episode of Archilog.
Thank you.